Alright guys, today's video we're going to use EcoWash in a rinseless and foaming waterless solution. We're going to add a couple steps to this process to make it even safer. One of the viewers suggested I try this method out and I'm willing to learn. So here we got 2 gallons of water and we put 1 ounce of EcoWash in it. We also have 50 ounces of water in the foaming sprayer and I put about a 1/4 ounce into that. I'm going to be using the BRS sponge, that's Big Red Sponge, and a microfiber mitt for the rinseless. And the extra step that I'm going to add into here is the second bucket of water. I put up almost 2 gallons and I'm just barely putting any EcoWash. As you can see, it's very little. I just want that in that water. This is going to be my cleaning bucket for the sponges and mitts, and the reason why I add a little bit of EcoWash is to cling to those mitts and suck all that dirt off there. You know, it's an encapsulation product, so should pull the dirt while I swipe it across the grit guard. Let's try this method out, guys, see how it goes. So to recap, we're using a foaming sprayer, we're using a rinseless wash, and we're using a second bucket to clean the mitts, all with one product. That's Owner's Pride EcoWash. Alright guys, well, I recorded how dusty this vehicle was. I made a video of it, but I guess I must have not hit record. I don't know. So you'll have to take my word for it that this vehicle is super dusty. It hasn't been washed in about 10 days now. So let's get to it. So the first step, we're going to use the foaming sprayer as a pre-treat. This works really well with the Owner's Pride concentrated EcoWash because it foams up, and I like foaming products. I only know of 3 rinseless washes that make foam, and this is one of them. Okay, with the pre-treat foam sitting on the panel, we're going to get the Big Red Sponge, get it dipped into the rinseless wash solution and gently slide it across the panel. You're going to be turning the sponge. You want to make sure you're using clean sides. I use the sides of it. Doesn't matter as long as it's a clean side. From there, we're going to take that sponge and put it into the wash bucket and then go back into the rinseless bucket. So the wash bucket cleans the sponge and keeps the dirt in there while you go back to the rinseless, saturate it with the product, and go back to washing the vehicle. One more time, you're going to scrub it along the grit guard, clean it up, and then you can stick it back into the rinseless bucket. Right here, we've cleaned the panel now. You could actually go right into it with a towel, but I'm going to use a second microfiber mitt to make sure I haven't missed anything, because we're all about being clean and safe. So one more wipe across the panels the same way, same instruction as the BRS sponge, and you will feel how slick this is now. This thing just glides across, making sure you don't miss any dirt before we dry the panel. Once again, clean the mitt, throw it back into the rinseless solution, and get it ready. And now that the panel's been cleaned twice, you can just go right into drying it. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have the option, I would get some Owner's Pride Ceramic Plus. This is a nice drying aid with some ceramics in it. You can spray it on the panel, you could spray it into your towel, and then you can dry it. This will give you some extra protection, some added gloss. You'll feel the slickness in it. Either way is fine, guys. Since I'm working my way down, I'm about to do all the windows. I don't need to do any foaming action. Just take the BRS sponge, right out the solution and go for the windows. Clean it up, wipe them dry, no problem. Go around the whole vehicle and do the windows. We're working our way from the top to the bottom, so all the drips we'll be able to go over and clean them up as we go. You know, if you do a good drying job or you do a mediocre drying job, it doesn't really matter because you can always hit them with a little glass cleaner at the end, or you can go over them with a damp drying towel at the very end. Now I found this is about the perfect amount of foam for me. Too much foam and it starts to really cake up all over the vehicle, but it's just my preference. You can put more foam, doesn't really matter. I just want the foam to sit there, break down, and get ready to do the rinseless wash. Now guys, the whole point of this video is showing you this extra mitt rinsing bucket is very helpful in cleaning the sponge in your mitts. No matter what applicator you're using, keep going into it and cleaning that mitt, get that dirt off it. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free. Be clean, work clean, that's it. With this method, you may be asking yourself, do I need the second mitt? No, I guess you don't. You could just use the big red sponge and clean it and go back and forth, but I find that this mitt flexes more, gets into more crevices where the sponge may be a little more bulky. To get it into weird areas, you might have to press harder, and I don't really want to do that, so I like that second mitt. Right here I forgot to spray the Ceramic Plus, so I reached for it, sprayed it on, and then just wiped it in, went back over the area where I missed it. No big deal, get that extra shine and protection. The reasons I really like the Owner's Pride products is that they're just clean. They give me that clean, no hazy look. Doesn't look all caked up or layered up. A lot of products do that. This one is just super clean looking when I'm done. And that's why I choose to use it. As you can see here, the sponge is coming out super clean. Normally I would feel that it was a little bit dirty transferring in the same water, but now I feel very good about this system, better than before, and I really didn't have any problems before, but this is even safer. I'm liking it a lot. would be surprised how fast this process goes once you get it down, once you figure out what works best for you. This probably should take you about 15 minutes. It took me a little longer since I'm filming here. I mean, the results are fantastic. A lot of clarity, good gloss, protection. I saved the wheels for the end. I'm just showing you how dirty they are. They are caked with brake dust. These damn Brembos are just horrific about brake dust. And they squeak. Let me tell you, racing brakes squeak. We're just gonna grab the foaming sprayer, spray lots of foam on there, get it working, breaking down the brake dust, spray it on the tire if you want, spray it everywhere. So we finished washing the car and we have two solutions. The Rinseless wash solution and this solution here, which is the dirty water solution. So we're gonna dip a wheel towel into that since we won't be using it anymore. And we're just gonna clean the wheels with a dedicated microfiber wheel towel. Remember guys, we're still using EcoWash. Now we're using it as a wheel cleaner. It does a fantastic job. Gets all the grit, brake dust off there. We're gonna take that towel, put it back into that rinse solution right there, clean it up, and get ready for the next wheels. We'll do all four. Don't forget, after you're done doing all four wheels, you're gonna toss this solution out. It will be super filthy, but the results are amazing. At this point, we're just drying the wheels, and you can dress your tires with anything you want after this. Of course, Owner's Pride does make a tire dressing, but mine still look fine. If you wanted to get out a wheel brush or a wheel woolly and stick it in there and clean your barrels, that's fine too. I just wanted the faces clean. It does me just fine. Alright guys, that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, hit the subscribe and like. If you didn't, tell me why in the comments below. But once again, we're trying to do a cleaner, rinseless wash. And I'm always learning. I'm always willing to listen to advice. And this was given to me by a viewer. And you know what? It worked fantastic. 2-bucket method, rinseless wash. How to do the wheels at the end. That was my little trick. And you know, everything was just perfect. You guys have a great day out there. Enjoy yourself and be safe.